Time Tuesday, but a little different one for you guys. Last week I did a video on my whole cancer story, from being diagnosed with melanoma, how it came on, how they found it, that kind of stuff. And so I had to break it into 2 separate videos because it was so long. My story has so much to it that I just kept on talking and talking and talking and talking while I was filming it. So I didn't want to leave out important facts, important things that really needed to be said, needed to be told about my story. So I broke it up into 2 parts. I hope you guys don't mind, but today I'm going to show you the rest of that video. So this is just kind of an introduction going into the second part. But last week I talked about how I was diagnosed, how the cancer came on, how I got it, that kind of stuff. So today I'm going to be talking about life after surgery and what I'm doing for treatment and the decision process in making the decision on what treatment to do. So I'm gonna play that for you guys so you can see that, so you can hear the rest of my story, because it is super important to me to tell you guys everything that there is to it, because it's so important to me to share my story so that I can help you guys and do what I can in spreading awareness about melanoma. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's get into it. Currently, I'm going through a clinical trial for treatment, and actually after my 2 surgeries back to back, I was referred to an oncologist in the Twin Cities, and I went and saw that oncologist, and they said, okay, let's sit down, let's talk about treatment, what we're gonna do here. And so, since I was at stage 3A, that oncologist had told me, okay, there's one option. There's only one treatment that you can do to save your life. The treatment that he was recommending I do, the only option that he said that I had, was a drug called interferon, an immunotherapy. It is not chemotherapy. Chemotherapy is actually not an option for melanoma patients because it just doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. It will cause more harm to your body, but it won't do anything for the melanoma, and it's basically toxic to your body. And so it's not even an option. He said it's not an option. You know, we can do radiation, but we cannot do chemotherapy. It just doesn't work. So he said the one treatment that you can do is called interferon. And basically he explained it to me as, you know, a drug that you would be taking for an entire year straight. The first month or so, like the first month and a half, would be very intense. But for that entire year, you would basically feel like death. You would feel like you have the puke flu, like the worst puke flu you've ever had in your entire life. For every day during that year. And I would lose my hair, I would have absolutely no energy, I wouldn't be able to work out, I wouldn't be able to take care of my daughter because I'm at home with her. And that was just so scary to me. Like, okay, there's gotta be something else. There has got to be another treatment out there. There has to be. And so I left that appointment thinking, okay, I gotta rearrange some things. I've gotta think about things and, you know, what I'm gonna do here. I've had tons of friends, family being treated for cancer stuff down at Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota. I decided on my own that I was going to seek out that second opinion and go to Mayo and talk with an oncologist there. So they have, I don't know how many specialists, like 20 specialists just for melanoma down at Mayo Clinic. And so I met with one of them. I thought he was great. I've met with most of the doctors down there. They're awesome. And he said, about the treatment that the other oncologist had recommended, the interferon. He said, interferon, we have never given it to any of our patients, nor would we ever recommend it for any of our patients because it's so toxic to your body. I can't believe that I almost went through that treatment. No, it just blows my mind how different these doctors around, you know, the world, around the nation, from clinic to clinic, are just so different in education and everything that's going on. It blows my mind. But anyway, this oncologist at Mayo Clinic said, you know what, we've got a couple options. You can either do nothing and just kind of wait and see how it goes, or there's this clinical trial that we're doing here right now, and it's basically, you know, it's another immunotherapy kind of thing, but it's like 100 times less toxic to your body, and the symptoms you will not experience those symptoms. Some people experience nausea, some people experience, you know, dizziness and tiredness and a little bit of hair loss, and just, you know, he started naming off all these things that didn't sound so bad, and so I was like, okay, sign me up for that. And you know, he explained to me, okay, it's a 2-year trial, so you'll be coming in once every other week for the first few months, and then after that it'll be 1 month, you know, once a month, and then, you know, come February it will be once every 3 months. So I'm at that point finally that I'm at every 3 months, and I just had my last treatment last week. And from February to May, and between those treatments, I have just, my energy has gone from here, zoom, all the way up to here, and now I'm kind of shot down again after this last treatment. I'm exhausted, you guys. So this makeup is covering all of my red circles and tiredness. But I told him, yes, I want to do that. I can't just not do nothing. And so, of course, again, with my having type 1 diabetes, they weren't sure that I would be eligible to do the trial or not. So they had to, like, call some people around the nation and whatever to see if I could do this. And so a few, I don't know, I was almost a month later that they finally got back to me, and they said, yeah, so you're eligible. You can do this with type 1 diabetes. You totally can, you know. I'm like, yes. And, you know, during that waiting time of waiting for them to tell me I could do it or not, it was kind of like, okay, if this is kind of a God thing, but okay, if they tell me that no, I'm not eligible, then I'm not meant to do it. If they tell me that I am eligible, well, heck yeah, I'm gonna do it, you know? Of course, with the clinical trial, there's always the chance that you might be getting the placebo, like a saline solution, instead of the actual treatment. But with how I'm feeling and what I've been experiencing the past almost year, it'll be a year in August that I started, you know, I think all the symptoms are pointing toward, yes, I am getting it. So what I've experienced through all this, you know, this is my story, this is my journey, you know. And with losing Gracie in 2012, for those of you that are new here, I have a daughter named Gracie. I had her in 2012, and she was born with a congenital heart defect, and she was only with us for 3 months. But, you know, with losing her and experiencing this, being diagnosed with cancer, stage 3, this is nothing compared to losing her. And This I can handle. This I can handle. But I'm still grieving Gracie every single day. I miss her like crazy. But I know that she's with me, and I know that God has got my back. Because everything up until this point, this whole like cancer journey, you know, the fact that I've had this thing on my back for 3 years and no doctor had ever done anything about it, and then all of a sudden I have this eczema stuff for the first time in my life, and then it comes back and keeps coming back, and that I think that was God's prompting me to go to the dermatologist. Becky, go see a skin doctor so that they look over your mole because it needs to be removed. You know, I feel like that was God's prompting. That was a God thing. And then of course, even before I was diagnosed, even before I went and saw that doctor, we had decided to put our beautiful home up for sale, to sell it, because we couldn't afford it anymore. And we had moved out of that house so that we could sell it, and then moved in with my parents for a little bit in between houses to save up some money. And so we had moved out like right before I had gotten that cancer call, before I had gotten those surgeries. And those surgeries basically had put me down. I could not lift up Amelia. I could not change her diaper with the surgery. I couldn't do anything, you guys. I could only lay on my butt for several weeks. That's all I was able to do. And just being out of our house and being in with my mom, she was able to take off work. I had friends come and, you know, stay with me and help me with Amelia, and it's just like, that was another God thing. Like, he had set me up for this all to happen. You know, it was all in his timing. And I think about it now, like, I was so frustrated and so mad and just like, why? But now it's like, you think about that stuff and it's just like, okay, this is in my plan. This is in God's plan for me. And it's all gonna be okay. And maybe my getting this cancer is, and starting this YouTube channel before I got the cancer, maybe that was God setting me up, you know, for something bigger, for me to help one of you, you know, go get checked, or go, you know, or deal with something that is really hard for you, and to fight that and to get through that. Maybe God wanted me to tell this story, tell my story, so that it could help somebody else, that it could inspire somebody else to live life to the fullest, like I'm trying to do, you know. That's just my thought process, but that's my story, you guys. I hope this was helpful to you. I hope that it inspires you to keep fighting what you're fighting and to just persevere and just keep moving forward, and just love your little ones. Love them the best you can, and don't take a single day, a single moment for granted, and just love and live life. Okay, so that's all I got from you guys today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's vlog. Go spread some happy. Bye.